start new chapter, that is the cell unit of life. Third unit consists of 3 chapters, that is cell, then its division, and finally biomolecules. So today we'll start with the first chapter, that is chapter number 8, the cell unit of life. Now the cell is the structural and functional unit of life. That means almost all the living beings consist of, whether it is plant or animal or microorganism, multicellular organism, unicellular organism, all are consist of the cell, and that's why it is known as the structural unit of cell. This is the smallest unit of life, that is cell. Now all the activities of the life, all the physiology of the life is partly done by this cell only. That's why it is known as the functional unit of cell. There are 2 types of organism, unicellular as well as multicellular. When the organism is or the plant is unicellular, then the single cell is responsible for all the activities of life. Whereas when the organism or the plant is multicellular, then it consists of more than one cell. In that case a group of cell will perform a particular function, that is known as tissue. A group of tissue will perform a particular function, that is known as organ, and a group of organ will give rise to the organ system, and a group of organ system will constitute an organism. So we can see the division of labor in case of multicellular organism. But in unicellular, all the life activities are performed by the single cell. Now this cell was first seen by Robert Hooke in cork cell, that is dead cell. But in living cell, Antony von Leeuwenhoek had seen in 1665, and his work period was about during 1632 to 1723. He saw the cell first time in living cell. The term cell was given by Robert Hooke. Now, after then the cell theory came. Cell theory given by 3 scientists. First was the German botanist Matthias Schleiden, and he was the botanist and studying on the plants, whereas German zoologist Theodor Schwann was studying on the animal cell, and both of them, when saw the cell, given some conclusion. According to them, all the plant and animals consist of the unit, structural and functional unit, that is known as cell. And then came Rudolf Virchow in 1955. So all these 3 scientists given the theory about the cell, that is known as cell theory. This theory having 3 important points. First is, all the plants and animals made up of cells. Now, what is these cells? These cells are the structural and functional unit of life. And from where these cells came, so all the new cells originate from the pre-existing cell, that is omnis cellula acellula. So 3 points of cell theory are, all the plants and living plants as well as animals consist of the cell. Now all the cells are structural and functional unit of life, and all these new cells will originate from the pre-existing cell, and all these points constitute the cell theory given by 3 scientists, that is Schleiden, Schwann and Rudolf Virchow. Now the cell have some potency, and that is known as cellular potency. It is of different types. First type is totipotency. That means each and every cell has the capacity that it can grow, develop into a complete individual, and these characteristics are present in plants, and on that we are doing the plant tissue culture. Now pluripotency. This we can see in stem cell, and that means they will give rise to the 3 layers, that is ectoderm, endoderm as well as mesoderm, and these 3 germ layers will give rise to different parts of the body. They will undergo the process of organogenesis and they will form different rudimentary organs. Now, the cells are of different types depending upon in which function they are involved, which type of structure is there. There are mainly two types of cells, that is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Now, pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. So, when the primitive type of nucleus is present in the cell, then such type of cells are known as prokaryotic cell. They are very simple one, and in place of nucleus, it having nucleoid, because in primitive nucleus, that means no nuclear membrane is there, no nucleolus like structure is there. The genetic material DNA present in that region is known as nucleoid. Their chromosome numbers are only 1 in number, whereas in eukaryotic cell more chromosomes are there. So we will study in detail. Now, prokaryotic cell having nucleoid in place of true nucleus, then the membrane bound structure like mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, etc. are not present in prokaryotic cell, whereas they are present in eukaryotic cell. In place of those things, prokaryotic cell consists of the outer layer, that is known as cell envelope, consists of 3 layers, that we'll study in detail. Then mesosome, chromatophores, inclusion bodies, which are also present in eukaryotic cell. Then ribosomes. Ribosome is different category, that is 70S, whereas in eukaryotes they are 80S type. Then plasmids, flagella, pili, fimbriae. So all these things present in the prokaryotic cell that we'll study in detail now.
Hello students, as we know that we are discussing about the cell, that is unit of life, structural and functional unit of life of any living being. So as we have already discussed, that cell was first discovered by Leeuwenhoek, and Robert Hooke has seen in the dead cell and Leeuwenhoek in the living cell. Now 3 scientists, that is Schleiden, Swan and Virchow, given the theory known as cell theory. According to this theory, the 3 main points are that is all the organisms are made up of 1 or more cells, whether is it plant or animal. Now all these cells are the basic functional and structural unit of life. They perform all the life functions, and these cells came from the pre-existing cell. So all these 3 scientists has given this cell theory, all the 3 points. Hello students, as we know that we are discussing about the cell, that is unit of life, structural and functional unit of life of any living being. So as we have already discussed, that cell was first discovered by Leeuwenhoek, and Robert Hooke has seen in the dead cell and Leeuwenhoek in the living cell. Now 3 scientists, that is Schleiden, Swan and Virchow, given the theory known as cell theory. According to this theory, the 3 main points are that is all the organisms are made up of 1 or more cells, whether is it plant or animal. Now all these cells are the basic functional and structural unit of life. They perform all the life functions, and these cells came from the pre-existing cell. So all these 3 scientists has given this cell theory, all the 3 points. In this slide we can see the comparison between the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Here we can see different points, like in prokaryotic cells the term prokaryotes consist of 2 parts, that is pro means before or primitive or simple type, and this karyon means nucleus. So this is primitive type of nucleus, and that is also known as nucleoid, not true nucleus, whereas in eukaryotes it is advanced type of nucleus. Now the first cell evolved of this prokaryote about 3.5 billion years ago. That means it is older, very older than eukaryotes, which occurs during 1.5 billion years ago. Now the size of the cell is always smaller in case of prokaryote. Then prokaryotes are generally, all of them are unicellular, whereas in eukaryote maximum are multicellular except some, a very few. Now organelles, that is membrane bound organelles, are present in the eukaryotic cell, but it is absent in prokaryotic cell like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplasts, etc., etc. Now location of the genetic information or the material is present in the nucleoid region. There is no nucleus, but that region where the genetic materials are present, that is known as nucleoid, whereas these things are present inside the nucleus in eukaryotic cells. Now the DNA structure is circular in shape and having only one chromosome in case of prokaryotes, whereas in eukaryote it is not circular, it is linear, and number of chromosomes are also more than one. Now the reproductive strategy generally in prokaryotes are asexual, whereas in eukaryote maximum are sexual, but some are asexual also. Now the oxygen requirement for prokaryotes are not in some cases, in some organism it is required and maximum no oxygen is required, that is why they are showing anaerobic type of structure, and eukaryotes requires oxygen, that is why they are known as aerobic. Now prokaryote cells have different parts, that is cell wall, plasma membrane, pili, cytoplasm, nucleoid, ribosomes, flagella, that we will discuss. In this slide we can compare, differentiate between the prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cell, as we have already discussed earlier also in the earlier slides. Here the prokaryotic cells are relatively smaller and their size will be 1 to 2 micromuon, whereas in complex large cells it will range from 10 to 100 micromuon. The prokaryotic cells having the cell wall which is rigid and they prevent the cell from rupture, they protect the cell, whereas in eukaryotic cell no rigid cell wall is present in vertebrate, but in plant cell wall is present, but it is of little bit different type. Now the membrane bound organelles are totally absent in prokaryotic cell, whereas they are present in eukaryotic cell. The genetic material is not enclosed inside the nuclear membrane, but it is present towards the nucleoid region, and in case of eukaryotes they are present inside the well defined nucleus. The genetic material consists of single circular DNA, and in case of chromosome, there are number of chromosomes are present in eukaryotes and they are linear and open ended double helical molecules of DNA. This slide is also showing different parts of the prokaryotic cell that we have already discussed, and this figure is showing the eukaryotic cell showing different membranous structure. This is endoplasmic reticulum, then Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, mitochondria, etc. So these are the pictures of the cells, that is eukaryotic as well as prokaryotic. This slide having the compartment, that the part of the eukaryotic cell as well as their functions. Cytosol, which is present inside the plasma membrane, is matrix like structure known as cytosol or cytoplasm, which contains many metabolic pathways, protein synthesis, different machineries, different cell organelles, and helps in different functions. Then the nucleus, which is generally centrally placed in some plants, other places also. Then they having the genome, that is DNA, RNA, as well as proteins, histone, non-histone. They help in the process of DNA, RNA synthesis, protein synthesis. They act as the genetic material, etc. Control the cell activities. Then endoplasmic reticulum. This endoplasmic reticulum is a tubular structure present inside the cell, sometimes attached with the outer nuclear membrane, and they synthesize lipid as well as protein. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, that is rough as well as smooth. Smooth, which are having the smooth wall, having no ribosome, they helps in the synthesis of lipids, whereas the endoplasmic reticulum, they are attached on the outer surface, the ribosomes are attached, they help in the process of protein synthesis. Then they also provide the skeletal structure to the cell. Now Golgi apparatus, they are associated with the modification, sorting, packaging of protein and lipids, and they help in the process of secretion or delivery of these things to the other organelle. And lysosomes are also known as the intracellular degradation structure, that is and they help they having different types of enzymes, and they are also known as suicidal bag of the cell. The endosomes, they are the sorting, helps in sorting of endocytosed material. Then mitochondria helps in synthesis as well as storing of the energy in the form of ATP. Then chloroplast also helps in the process of protein synthesis, photosynthesis, and they also help in the synthesis of ATP. Then peroxisomes, they involved in the oxidation of toxic material. So in this way, these are some different organelles which help in various ways to this eukaryotic